This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. Hello everybody! Hey, there's Chloe. She just got a bath, man. Look at that. Yeah! Yee-hee-hee! And there's Chloe in her little bed. Look how she just falls backwards. Just doesn't even care. Whatever, Chloe. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Must not have got any warnings for the show. That they must not have gone out. Man, I gotta videotape them when when they try to dry themselves off afterwards. It's crazy. You should see all the stuff that they're doing. It's unbelievable. Yeah, she's so mean. So mean! Maybe this is just the wrong time of day to come on the air. I mean, look at that. 89 people? That's like the lowest I've ever seen. Not sure what happened. It seems like it's going to be a dud day for fundraising for the channel. I can tell you that. Yeah, well, Blue's been around. He's, you know, he's the cool guy. Hello. Man, it's amazing all the true crime channels that are just popping up all over the place. It's wild. It's like, you know. I mean, it's good that you get a lot of coverage, but it's just every single person. Over and over and over again. It's like, it's weird. Oh, you just got your notification now? Yeah, we only got 107 in here. Now it's 111. Well, thanks, Janifan. You made it not a dud day. Right there. It just was feeling like that after the earlier show. It was like... And then there's hardly anybody here. But I was going to play that press conference again for the people who missed the first one. It's only 10 minutes long. And, you know, see if we missed anything. But it's amazing.
Here are a few dollars for your fundraising.
Well,
Love what you do each month.
Thank you very much. I mean, it supports my channel and fundraising. I mean, we've donated... For those of you who are new out there, we've donated so far $8,100.
No way.
And you can see it right here, $8,100. This year so far, we've given $2,500 to Texas Equisearch, $2,100 to the Kyron Horman Foundation for Allison Watterson, $1,800 to the DNA Doe Project, $300 to National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They'll probably boost that one up here pretty soon. And then firstresponders.org during the pandemic, 1,000, and then Innocence Project 400. All right, so there you go. Hey, thanks, Rochelle Black. All right, so now I'm going to switch it over to the other screen. And then you guys can, we can watch that press conference again. And then I'm going to move on to other things. I've actually still been doing more research into the case that we were discussing yesterday. Man, Peggy Sue. I mean, it was just nuts. I'm not gonna just sort of drop that one. It's really interesting. It's crazy. It's nuts. Should have been solved. I think it is solved. They just kind of went, we screwed up. I thought we could build a chart today, because now I've got pictures of some of them, and maybe build a chart. Hey, thanks, Diane. Now, what is it? How do you pronounce that last name? Is it like BK or Beck, or? I want to make sure. I spent a lot of the day finding all the phone numbers for all the people, the relatives, and everybody in that case.
Hey, Freaks and Grey.
I even had Gritty Gret help me out a little bit.
Just finished work. Glad I made it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Lori Staggs. And wait, now, what did she say for the answer to that? Oh, okay. Well, how do you say it though? Phonetically spell your name. Yeah, I'm definitely going to. I'm not going to drop the Peggy Sue Alta's case. I'm going to try to get a hold of various family members and ask. Okay. Oh, Beggy. Okay, Beggy. Okay, cool. Okay. So I wasn't sure about... Oh wait, I might have to fix the audio here. Hold on. I always have to do this when I'm working on something prior. Oh wait. Those aren't making any noise, are they? Those Oh, that's interesting. Wonder why. Let me reopen that up and see what happens. There's no audio, right, though, for the donations? Oh, it might have been on a different screen. That might be why. Okay, here we go.
Office. This morning we began day 6 of the search operation for Naya Rivera, and as you know, this morning we recovered a body out of the lake. To provide some detailed information about this entire operation and an overview of what's gone on the last 6 days, I'd like to introduce Sheriff Bill Ayu, the Sheriff of Ventura County, and he will discuss this further.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here with us today. As you know, since last Wednesday, we've been here at Lake Piru searching for Naya Rivera, who was reported missing. Each day we've utilized dozens of personnel on watercraft and helicopters with unmanned aerial systems and on shore, conducting a methodical and comprehensive search. Today, our search teams have...
Here, let me try something with the audio here. Because the thing is it's coming out of both sides, but there's different tracks. So let me see what the same...
Covered a body in
That's
the lake.
better. Way better. Yeah.
Based on the location where the body was found, physical characteristics of the body, clothing found on the body, and the physical condition of the body, as well as the absence of any other persons reported missing in the area, we are confident the body we found is that of Naya Rivera. She was found in a northeastern portion of the lake, near the surface of the water. The depth of the water in that area is between 35 and 60 feet deep.
So she's found
There's heavy brush
on the
and
opposite
trees
side, I thought.
on the lake bed there.
Let me hear that.
As you can
again.
imagine, it has been an extremely difficult time for her. The depth of the water in that area is between 35 and 60 feet deep.
Okay.
And there's heavy brush and trees on the lake bed there. As you can imagine, it has been an extremely
be over
difficult
here.
time for her family throughout this ordeal. As fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters, our hearts are with them, and we share in their grief for Naya's loss. We've been in direct contact with the family throughout this entire time, and we've kept them updated on the progress of our search efforts.
See, what's interesting is the flow of the lake, the river. I mean, there's a creek that goes in. The flow goes this way. I didn't know why I didn't think of this earlier, but I mean, the dam is over here, so that means the flow must be coming that way, and then it trickles out down in this little creek over here. But so, no, so it's flowing this way, but maybe the wind, I don't know, it's weird why she would be over there, but I guess there's all kinds of currents and everything in there. And as you know, it's like a V-shaped canyon type situation. So at the very bottom, there used to be a creek. You know, you see those in canyons, they're at the bottom. And then it goes up sharply up the sides, and then where she was found, it was 30 to 60 feet deep, but the maximum depth is 130 feet.
Throughout. Our hearts also go out to Naya's many friends and fans who have been holding out hope for the best.
And by the way, I actually used to watch Glee. I thought it was a good show, actually. I mean, back about when they first started, you know, the first couple seasons. I mean, it was really good performances, and I thought it was a good show.
Over the past few days. Detectives from our Major Crimes Bureau began working this case from the onset. Their work on this case revealed there was no indication of foul play and no indication this was a suicide. Moving forward, Naya's body is being taken to the Ventura County Medical Examiner's Office in Ventura, where an autopsy will be performed and a positive identification will be made through the examination of dental records. And just to share with you a recap of this incident and our response to it, on July 8th, 2020, last Wednesday, Naya Rivera came to Lake Piru and rented a pontoon boat at the dock. She and her 4-year-old son left the dock at approximately 1 p.m. and headed toward the northern portion of the lake.
Kind of the north-south.
We identified specific areas they visited that day.
I don't know, when they say north part of the lake, it's kind of an odd, you know. For me, it doesn't seem like that's where they were headed, because if you remember, we were watching the surveillance right here. She went like this. She pulled off and then started going like this. Now, we didn't get to keep watching it, where maybe it went like this, but if you do the north-south, this is north over here. This is south. So when I saw the surveillance, you guys all watched the same thing. It left the docks and headed this direction. Okay, so maybe later in the surveillance, they have the whole thing. She turned around and went like that. Okay, we never got to see that.
By looking at the shoreline features in the background of FaceTime videos when she was chatting with family members while out on the lake. We know from speaking with her son that he and Naya swam in the lake together at some point during their journey. It was during that time that her son described being helped into the boat by Naya, who boosted him onto the deck from behind. He told investigators that he looked back and saw her disappear under the surface of the water. During their journey, It was during that time that her son described
That's funny to hear that.
videos when she was chatting with family members while out on the lake.
Oh, wow.
We know from speaking
Right, hold on, I got to hear this.
response to it. On July 8th, 2020, last Wednesday, Naya Rivera came to Lake Piru and rented a pontoon boat at the dock. She and her 4-year-old son left the dock at approximately 1 p.m. and headed toward the northern portion of the lake. We identified specific areas they visited that day by looking at the shoreline features in the background of FaceTime videos when she was chatting with family members
That's pretty
while
cool.
out on
See,
the lake.
I do shit like that too.
We know from speaking with her son that he and Naya swam in the lake together at some point during their journey.
Yeah, there you go. They were swimming.
It was during that time that her son described being helped into the boat by Naya, who boosted him onto the deck from behind. He told investigators that he looked back and saw her disappear under the surface of the water. Naya's son was later found asleep on the boat, which was adrift in the northern portion of the lake known as the Narrows, when a leasing agent searched for the watercraft, which was overdue for return. The young boy was wearing a life vest when he was found, and he was wrapped in a towel. An adult-sized life vest was found on the boat. Several witnesses who were at the lake that day have been identified and interviewed by sheriff's investigators. There were 3 other rental boats on the lake that day. All of the people in each of those boats has been identified and interviewed. They had seen Naya's boat at different times and in several different locations during the window of time she was out on the lake. Those witness statements helped our teams focus their search in the northern and eastern portions of the lake. We received the call at 4:38 p.m. on Wednesday. Rangers at Lake Piru began searching the lake immediately. Our deputies arrived by 5 p.m., followed by one of our helicopters and an unmanned aircraft team, investigators, and a boat crew with divers. By early Thursday morning, we received assistance from several neighboring law enforcement agencies. Naya's family has expressed their gratitude to all those involved in the search efforts, and we would like to thank our partner agencies for their help in this search effort. Without their assistance, we could not have covered as large an area as quickly as we did. The following agencies provided personnel, equipment, and expertise to this complex search effort: the Lake Piru Rangers, the Ventura County Fire Department, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, the San Luis Obispo County.
Oh, the kid went to sleep. I don't know. I mean, kids aren't really aware a lot of times what's going on, but the kid fell asleep. So you had all these, yahoos on the previous show. Oh my God, she saved him! Wow. I mean, where do you come up with stuff like that? Where in this press conference did anything that this guy said? What this guy say? What did he, name one part of what he said that had anything to do with her saving him? Seriously. Just give me one sentence that he said that they're saying that Naya saved the child. I don't even know what you're talking about, FIDJ. I had no idea what you're saying there. Sorry. Yeah. So everyone kept saying, "Oh my God, she was a hero. She saved." Well, I mean, it sounds like they were swimming. She put him on the boat, and who knows what happened. Maybe she gulped in a bunch of water doing that, and then just choked immediately. I don't know. It's weird that she just disappeared into the water. It's weird. I already did that. Why would I do it again? I've already. I mean, what they described was that she was found in the northeast portion, okay, which is right over here. I put a pin there. I just put a pin. Yeah, it doesn't look quite like that. I mean, maybe it is, if this is what it looks like now, it could be further over like this, okay? But there's other images. Let's go look at one if we can find one. Well, that one's from, let's see, August 2019. So maybe more over there. The other image that was drained all the way down to there. Yeah. I think it's possible, though, if you watch the surveillance footage, that she may have had something to drink. That's it. That's all I can say is she may have. I can't, guarantee anything like that. But the way she parked that car, I think she parked basically, right over in this area. And the water's a lot lower because it doesn't look like that in that surveillance. But the way she backed in, drove through, then backed in, curved, and then her car's all cockamamie in there. It seems like it's possible she may have had some alcohol. But it's also possible she just sucks at parking and had no drinks. Okay? And it's also possible she hadn't had any drinks and she's a shitty parker and then brought a couple beers or whatever the hell it is out on the boat and had a couple of those out on the boat. We don't know. Okay, but we'll find that out later. But this will probably be the last show that I'm covering it until they just come up with an autopsy results. Okay, then I'll talk about it again. And I don't really have anything more to say about this case right now. It's really sad. Sucks. She's very talented. The child's now going to grow up without a mom. I don't know where the dad is, what the situation is there. Don't really know. That's the drama part of a case. She probably has a boyfriend. Who knows? But it's just a tragic case. That's it. There's no conspiracy. There's no boogeyman out there. There was no deep sea diver out there. Hiding under the water when she fell in and grabbed her and pulled her down. There's no monster that lives in the lake. It wasn't Bigfoot when she parked her boat and got off to the shore. It wasn't an alien abduction. It was just somehow she drowned while swimming. And I don't even really need to know exactly how it happened. Okay? It just happened. It's like everybody wants every single freaking detail of every single thing, or it doesn't make sense to them. Oh, no, I guarantee it right now. There's other people doing another show talking about how crazy this death is. And there's no way. Now, listen, I'm not buying it, man. And everybody loves that because it allows them to just fantasize with these wackadoodle minds to come up with some crazy-ass theories. Okay? Drives me nuts. Now, if you'd like to subscribe to this channel and follow a channel that actually tries to put together a accurate story, then I'm the channel for you. If you like the crazy wacko shit that you hear on the other ones, do not subscribe, and have a good day. Yeah, the Loch Ness Monster. Forgot about that one. I don't think it's a miracle that, the son didn't the son have a life jacket on? I mean, I think he would have been fine regardless. She was just helping him get back in the boat, right?
Gray, you're so mean. Why don't you let people talk about conspiracy theories?
Wow. Are you okay, Mary Lou?
Yeah. What are you talking about, Zozo? Jesus. I guess Zozo's a conspiracy theorist, too. Look at her. Oh my god, they're going to question the producers of Glee. Oh my god. Well, I don't know, Zozo. Here's how I wouldn't, because you say some weird shit sometimes. And right there you have you put a little zip your mouth thing as if you wanted to sneak that in. If you did a big googly, like a goofy laughing emoji, then it would make sense. Okay? But you did the, ooh, I didn't mean to, okay, I'm just going to say this one thing. All right? There you go. And you know you do that because you say weird shit. See, there you go. There you go. You do that sometimes just to... Yeah, but she's not always sarcastic. Sometimes she throws out an actual thought. That's weird. That's like that. Yeah, it's just another accident. It's a way more simple version than the Kanika Jenkins case. Okay? Same thing. Just a tragic accident, but everybody wants everything. Show me the videotape of her drowning. I'm not buying it. I'm not even sure they found her in that lake. How do we know they found her in the lake? Show me a picture of them finding her in that lake. Okay, psycho, we'll go to the morgue and we'll go get you one. Right, Zozo? There you go. I'd rather have your frown face than your zip it one. No, I don't. Well, I don't know if you don't have to be serious every second, everybody. I'm just saying, I can't tell sometimes when you do your zip it thing because that's usually what people do when they just want to get one little point in and hit the zip it. It wasn't even really that funny either. So it was like, I could see them talking to the producers like, hey, tell us about her. So I wasn't even sure what you're saying. Yeah, that little zip mouth thing is similar to correct or something. Well, it looks like the zip up mouth. Oh, maybe it wasn't because that looked similar. Although it looks squiggly like that. Well, thank you, Sherlock Hemlock. That's right, correct. Yep, see, there you go. I see it. I see it. All right. Okay, here's a missing persons case here. Lauren
Thanks, Gray, for giving
Dumolo.
us a respite from all the melodrama we have from everyone else.
Well, thank
Sheesh
you.
face with rolling eyes.
Sheesh. With rolling eyes. Oh, it meant it sounded like it was a sheesh face with rolling eyes. Man, that's pretty specific at that point. Yeah. No, you didn't miss anything. We just went over the press conference and that's it. I don't think there was any more basically in there. Yeah, I was going to do... The Russians came out with their official explanation of the Dyatlov Pass. So Dennis out there isn't going to probably like it, but I'm going to read what they wrote. But first, let's do this one. Lauren Dumolo. I guess they're creating Facebook groups and everything. Probably the Australians again. They like to create a Facebook group on every case, and then somehow they get like 100,000 people in their group, and nobody else can have one. I'm not sure what the deal is there. This is my sister, Lauren Dumolo, who has been missing in Cape Coral for 17 days now. I'm trying to get the word out. Miami is only 2 hours south of Cape Coral. She got picked up on June 18th in broad daylight, and her purse was left at the park. Now let's see. Missing in Cape Coral. I think this is... Oh, that's, okay, Florida. Okay, let's go there. I guess Australians are good at making Facebook groups. Might as well make a folder in here, right? Okay, there we go. Now let's see if they tell us the name of the park here. I'm trying to get word out. Miami is only 2 hours south of Cape Coral. She got picked up on June 18th in broad daylight, and her purse was left at the park. Well, why don't you say the name of the park she disappeared from? She could honestly be anywhere. If you can please help share, I'd be forever thankful. Sorry, there is also no share option, but if you could copy and paste, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's see if it says it down here. Was last seen on Friday, June 19th, 2020 at her residence. Okay. 4927 Coronado Parkway. So apparently she lived right there in this, or lives, and she lives in number 1. So we'll take a look at that. I bet it says 1 or 2 right on the door side there. Looks like a duplex or something. Oh, so it's going to be over here where... Great. Ah, well, there you go. Now there's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3. So maybe this one. It's hard to say, but there's 4 units here. Yeah. So I'm going to just... Well, I think actually I can see right there on that parking stall. I wonder if it says it right there. Yeah, I don't think so. But I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like the mailbox. 1, 2, 3. So she lives in that one right there. Okay, and then she does have a Facebook page. So that's her right there. These are from a few years back. Like this is 2017, 18. Not a lot of recent ones. Let's see what this one is. That's 2016, 15, 15 again, 14. So her last post on here is even not that recent. It's January 24th, 2019, so over like a year and a half ago. And it says on Friday, June 19th, 2020, at a residence at 4927. That's the last place she was seen. Apartment number 1 in Cape Coral. The same day her purse was found at 4 Freedoms Park. Okay, here we go. It's really close to her house. Right here. Okay. So this is what it looks like here. Her purse was found here. Maybe she was just going to go meet somebody there. And it's really close to her house. She probably even walked over there. The same day her purse was found at Four Freedoms Park, her cell phone was still in her apartment. That's concerning. Police elevated her missing status to an endangered on June 24th. I mean, she's been missing a while. Yeah, it's never a good sign of anything, but whenever a young woman leaves her phone in her apartment, it's a little weird, because everybody always takes their phone with them anywhere, right? I mean, hell, I'm a 50-something-year-old guy, and I take my phone everywhere where I go. Right? I mean, I try to. But some people are use it that they're like attached at the hip to it. So her phone's in her apartment, and then her purse makes it over to the park. So that's interesting. I mean, you would think her purse would also be at her apartment if she was, say, abducted from her apartment. And that would seem like, okay, well, that's why her phone would be there. So there's a little oddity here that normally you find the purse. The phone is usually the thing that leaves the house before a purse does. You get what I'm saying? It's like the reverse of normal. It's completely the opposite. Normally the phone will go with you, and sometimes you might leave your purse because your phone can do a lot of things. Yep, I am. I don't look that old, but I am that old. Yeah, that's right. Huh. Well, let me see if there's any more information online about this. I'm just reading the post from July 5th there. Okay, let's see what this guy says.
On Wink News, the search for a Cape Coral mother missing since June 19th hasn't led to any strong leads. Tonight, the man working to solve her case tells us why it's personal. Wink News reporter Danielle Garcia spoke to that man today.
I learned the man in charge of this investigation is not ruling anything out. Detective Nick Jones says he's still optimistic, but knows with every passing night, the odds of finding her alive grow smaller. Now, Lauren Dumolo was last seen around here at Four Freedoms Park 24 days ago.
Detective Nick Jones has been a detective for 12 years. He's worked the disappearance of Lauren Dumolo for almost a month.
What stands out about this case?
I haven't found her yet. I've never had a case where a missing person case that I haven't solved yet. So that's what stands out.
So it's probably really bugging you.
It's tough. I'm a father myself. I have 3 kids, and one of them is a daughter. I have a girl.
This case has grown personal. Lots of long hours.
We've had our Marine unit out there. We've had canine dogs out there. We've had underwater drones, in the basin, as well as searching and canvassing the surrounding neighborhoods.
I asked him about Lauren's boyfriend, Gabriel Peña, who told me over the phone Friday.
I'm worried. I'm worried and scared. I'm not scared because I
haven't solved yet. So that's what stands out.
So it's probably really bugging you.
It's tough. I'm a father myself. I have 3 kids, and one of them is a daughter. I have a girl.
This case has grown personal. Lots of long hours.
We've had our Marine unit out there. We've had canine dogs out there. We've had underwater drones,
Marine unit where?
In the basin, as well as searching and canvassing the surrounding neighborhoods.
I asked him about Lauren's boyfriend, Gabriel Peña, who told me over the phone Friday.
I'm gonna have to check this out.
I'm worried and scared. I'm not scared because
What do you mean, dude?
Has he been cleared yet? Do you guys still look at him as a suspect?
Dude, she lost custody, so I'm gonna guess drugs. Just say, saying dude just is so.
But
I am not, at this point, I am not ruling anything out. And I won't rule it out until I find her.
Tomorrow is Dumolo's 30th birthday. Her dad told me it's going to be tough. As for what's next, Detective Jones told me he's depending on all of
especially
you watching,
typing
because
it.
right
I don't
now
mind somebody
he's not
saying
getting very
it.
many tips.
It's just weird.
We've pinned Dumolo's picture at the top of the Wink News Facebook page. It only takes a second to share, and if you have any information, call Crime Stoppers. The award is now $8,000.
Had underwater drones, in the basin.
I'm gonna get one of those underwater
as well as
drones.
searching and canvassing the surrounding neighborhoods.
I asked him about Lauren's boyfriend, Gabriel Peña, who told me over the phone Friday.
I'm worried and scared. I'm not scared because I ain't doing anything.
Has he been cleared yet? Do you guys still look at him as
Weird. So he says, she probably said, "Are you scared?" Well, I'm not scared because I don't know. I didn't do anything.
a suspect?
Can't answer that.
But
I am not, at this point, I am not ruling anything out. And I won't rule it out until I find her.
Tomorrow is Dumolo's 30th birthday. Her dad told me it's going to be tough. As for what's next, Detective Jones told me he's depending on all of you watching, because right now he's not getting very many tips. We've pinned Dumolo's picture at the top of the Wink News Facebook page. It only takes a second to share, and if you have any information, call Crime Stoppers. The award is now $8,000. In Cape Coral, I'm Danielle Garcia, Wink News Now.
All right, the search for Cape Coral mother, who has been missing since June 19th, hasn't had any strong leads into her disappearance, and for him, it's personal. Yeah. I haven't found her yet. I think they're just repeating what was said there. Let's see what this one is.
Coral mother missing since June 19th. Cape Coral police say Lauren Dumolo was last seen at her apartment on Coronado Parkway. Police are calling her disappearance suspicious. Mike News reporter Danielle Garcia in Cape Coral tonight, where we're learning Dumolo's child is safe.
Lauren Dumolo's little girl lives up north, and Lauren's father's thankful for that because it allows him to focus 100% on finding his daughter. Now today, with the help of Wink News safety and security specialists, we were able to look at her disappearance just as detectives working the case.
Start with family. Paul Dumolo made the call to police to report his daughter Lauren missing.
I can't cry, man. I can't.
This sort of seems familiar. Did we cover this right when she went missing?
Let's stay strong because I got to find my daughter.
Paul Dumolo got Cape PD involved when his daughter didn't call him on Father's Day.
I have no choice but to think the horse right now.
As soon as you get the first call that somebody is missing, you want to start to build that timeline.
So Wink News safety and security specialist Rich Kolko and I did exactly that. June 19th, Dumolo's live-in boyfriend is reportedly the last person to see her. That same day, her purse was found here. A person to see her did exactly that. June 19th, Dumolo's live-in boyfriend is reportedly the last person to see.
As soon as you get the first call that somebody is missing, you want to start to build that timeline.
So Wink News safety and security specialist Rich Kolko and I did exactly.
Here, let me go back to her, because they seem to be looking at her door, but if she's in number 1, that's right over here. Just want to take a look at that. I think they have her like down in this one, the first one. But I would think it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, not 1, 2. You know what I mean? It just seems kind of weird. It's just. You see these meters right there? They exist on right there. So there's 3 and then a space and then 2, and there's none even anywhere down there. So when you go back to that, you got 3 space 2. So they seem to be thinking it's this one right here. Yeah, it seems backwards to me since this is the front, but maybe they're basing it. Maybe they're basing it on sort of looking at it from outside straight in or something.
Exactly that. June 19th, Dumolo's live-in boyfriend is reportedly the last person to see her. That same day, her purse was found here at 4 Freedoms Park. We saw police canvassing this area and passing out flyers. This man talking to police told us off camera he talked with Dumolo the morning she disappeared, said she was looking at apartments and wanted to get out of the situation she was in.
Signal to me that she's scared of this man.
Anybody she associated with on
she disappeared, said she was looking at apartments and in this area and passing out flyers. This man talking to police told us off camera he talked with Dumolo the morning she disappeared, said she was looking at apartments and wanted to get out of the situation she was in.
Ah, well, there you go. Hey, remember the boyfriend was on the phone a minute ago?
Signal to me that she's scared of this man.
Anybody she associated with on a routine basis, especially boyfriends, associates, co-workers, they're all going to be looked at. And if she was concerned or if Dad was concerned, there's good reason to look at him.
We put Lauren Dumolo's picture at the top of the Wink News app. You can take a look at it and share it. It only takes a second to share on your...
She's the most ugliest reporter I've ever seen.
social media platforms. In Cape Coral, I'm Danielle Garcia, Wink News Now.
Oh man, yeah, that's crazy. Let me go back to this one.
Now on the Night Beat, the search for this missing woman, Lauren Dumolo, disappeared 3 weeks ago. She hasn't been seen or heard from since. Police are scrambling for clues to try and find out what happened to her. Lauren's boyfriend, Gabriel Pena, talked to Wink News on Friday. He's the last person to speak with her. He says he took a lie detector test and passed, and he's scared for Lauren's life.
Zozo, where are your
and
little
he's not
comments?
the only one. This evening, dozens of people showed up to try and find any trace of Lauren. The Night Beat's Brianna Ross is live right now in Cape Coral. Brianna.
Taylor, the search team started right here in this church parking lot. They each got their set of flyers. Then they split into groups to try to tackle some of the key areas here on this map to help spread the word and search for Lauren. Going door to door,
there you go.
passing
That's
out
what I was looking
flyer
for.
after flyer, all to make sure everyone in Cape Coral knows this name and this face.
I'm a citizen and I'm concerned. And
well, I need Zozo to. She always has one of those little comments back, right? And by the way, I'm not looking for coffee money for myself. I'm looking for, you can pretend that I'm a cup of coffee.
so I thought I'd come out and see if, if I could help in any way.
We have to start getting on the street and talking to people.
Rena Anders organized today's search. She told me she just wants to help Lauren Dumolo's family in their time of need.
I saw the anguish from the news, your news
She's
stories
really unugly.
of Paul
There
just
you go,
wanting
see?
answers and understanding as a parent how horrible it must be to not have any answers.
Dumolo was last seen by her boyfriend of 4 years, 3 weeks.
The numbers next to people's names represent their spirit, light, and dark ratings, attributed by Lori and Chad Daybell.
Ago at their Cape Coral apartment. He spoke exclusively with Wink News on Friday.
I'm worried. I'm worried and scared. I'm not scared because I ain't doing anything, but I'm just worried that something really did happen.
Today, dozens came.
Oh, see that right there. That's. I mean, I'm not like a language. I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert, but like he inserted that in without somebody even asking about. Well, I didn't do anything, but yeah, I'm really worried for whoever might have done something, because he didn't need to put that in there. They were just probably asking, "Are you worried?" And his first thought was, his first thought was, she's asking if I'm worried about me being guilty, but that's not what she was asking. And then he sort of realized that after he made the comment. No, I'm not worried about myself because I didn't really do anything. Let me hear that again.
Came out to help search weeks ago at their Cape Coral apartment. He spoke exclusively with Wink News on Friday.
I'm worried. I'm worried and scared.
Thank you, Miss Skis. Drink up.
Java hot beverage, hot beverage, hot beverage.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm not scared because I ain't doing anything, but
I'm not scared. Like the reporter's asking, "Are you scared?" Like that something may have happened to her, right? And he goes, "I'm not scared." Well, because I didn't do anything. Oh, then he realized, yeah, I'm scared that somebody did something to her. That's kind of how I'm not. I hope I'm not over analyzing it, but. He did it himself in this one. He said two different things in one sentence. double jack and value.
I just worried that something really did happen.
On Friday,
I'm worried.
Shouting myself a double jack in the Valium zipper mouth face.
He spoke exclusively with Wink News on Friday.
I'm worried and scared. I'm not scared because I ain't doing anything, but I just worried that something.
Yeah, see, the thing is if you had nothing to do with it and somebody asked you, are you scared? You'd be like, oh my God, yeah, because she was supposed to come over to my house, and you know, where the hell is she? Nobody can find her. You know, you'd be freaking out, not thinking about how that means that you may have done something and that's what you're scared about. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Really did happen.
Today, dozens came out to help search up and down streets.
But it could just be that, I don't know. It sounds like that might be the person that they were referring to in the other articles as well. Get it out of this situation. Sounds like the dad's pretty nervous about this guy. Right. And thank you, Darlene White and Zozo and Miss Skiss. How do you know, Donna? What do you mean he's high? It's just another crazy Hey, dude! Jesus. Let me see if there's another one over here.
A Wink News exclusive. A Marco Island man is using what he has to help in a case of a missing Cape Coral mother, Lauren Dumolo, in hopes that somebody will come forward with information. New at 5 tonight, Wink News reporter Nicole Gave live in the Cape. Nicole, why is this stranger stepping in to help?
Chris, I'm at Four Freedoms Park in Cape Coral, where police say this is the last place where Lauren Dumolo was seen. Now, a Wink News viewer saw our coverage of the search for Lauren yesterday evening, and that's when he decided to get involved.
Right, but if it's a language barrier, how did he make that mistake? Like, are you scared? Because he immediately thought that she was asking, are you scared that you'll get caught? And then he said, well, I mean, I didn't do anything. Oh, yeah, but I'm scared that, that people will... I don't know. That doesn't sound like a language barrier thing. That's actually too much understanding of the language at that point. Thank you, Jessica Schuba, Susie B, and Christine Smith. Drink up, Johnny.
And it's a damn fine cup of coffee. I'd rather have wine.
Yeah.
Wine.
It's been a while though that she's been missing. So, jeez, I don't know if maybe they don't have enough information to track his, get a warrant or anything. Yeah, I'm sure they've checked them all out, William. I'm sure they have. It's just interesting that her phone is in the apartment. Something that would ping her location. So that stayed there, but the purse went with her. Yeah. That just doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's possible they met her at the park, and then something went down, and he put her in his car, took her to her apartment, and something, did something there, and then left her phone there, and then took her. I don't know. It just seems really convoluted to have to go that way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I haven't really heard much about her kids in any of these articles.
You may ask why. It's because he's a dad too.
Jim
Wow,
Edgar
another
is a captain
ugly
on Marco
reporter.
Island. He doesn't know Lauren Dumolo or her dad or her sister, but he does know they're in pain.
It's not really about like having to know the person or be personally connected. It's being connected to the story, you know, the horrificness of it.
Cape Coral police say Lauren Dumolo was last seen on June 19th. Edgar saw my interview with her dad during Tuesday night's news and decided he had to step up.
I mean, he's from out of town. He has no answers on anything what happened, and we just want to help him out.
So Edgar got in touch with Crime Stoppers and put up $5,000 in reward money. Then I introduced the two fathers.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about you, Paul?
I'm hanging in there. I'm staying strong, and I'm not going to give up or quit until I find my daughter. I have to be honest with you. I'm completely taken back by his generosity, his, concern, actual, true concern, about, my daughter, and his understanding.
Good
This
for you,
is the
William.
second
Good
time
for you.
the generosity of others overwhelmed Paul Dumolo. Tuesday night, dozens of people showed up to search for his daughter. Now a man
Sometimes
donates his
just
hard-earned money.
don't say
to
everything that
kindness
comes
of
to your
strangers,
mind,
giving him a boost of hope and energy in his darkest of days.
Like I said, I can't thank him enough. I really can't.
I've slipped on a banana walking out of my apartment
Now, Cape
before.
Coral
Therefore,
police
it
say
could have
that
been
they
that
have
the.
no new information or leads on this case, but I've pinned the picture of Lauren
Is this the
and
same
all the
reporter
details
or
of her
what?
disappearance at the top of our
I think
Wink
it
News
is.
Facebook page. So make sure you go there and quickly share that with your friends so we can get the information out there. Now, again, you heard that the donation of $5,000 to Crime Stoppers now totals a total of $8,000 for information leading to Lauren's safe return. I'm live in Cape Coral. Nicole Gabe, Wink News. Now.
Huh. Well, I think it feels like we looked at this right when it started. That guy, the father, looks really familiar to me. And this is back in June, so. Yeah, let's see this one here. Hold on.
It's been 3 weeks since this Cape Coral mother was last seen. The last person to see her was her boyfriend, who spoke exclusively with us tonight.
Oh, really?
I don't think so. She left me alone because she would have taken at least some clothes. And, her toothbrush or her makeup.
Wake News reporter Danielle Garcia talked with Gabriel.
No, that was a different one. Come on. Oh, wow. What's going on?
It's been 3 weeks since this Cape Coral mother.
Chris, Gabriel Pena told me that police brought him in to take a polygraph test, and he said he passed. But now police won't confirm the test or the results or say whether he is a suspect in Lauren Dumolo's disappearance. But now her picture is posted here at Four Freedoms Park because this is where detectives found her purse, and that was 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks since Lauren Dumolo's family has been able to tell her they love her. 3 weeks since anyone's been able to hug her. The last person to see her, Gabriel Pena, her boyfriend of 4 years.
I'm worried. I'm worried and scared. I'm not scared because I ain't doing anything, but I just worried that something really did happen.
But you don't think she just left on her own now, do you?
I don't think so. She left me alone because she would have taken at least some clothes. And her toothbrush or her makeup.
Pena told me he last saw her on Friday morning when he left for work. When he got home, Dumolo was gone.
So my thing is she went out with one of her friends. Her friend got her all messed up and drug, and I don't know what, after that, I really don't know what happened.
Police called Dumolo's disappearance suspicious. Crime Stoppers is getting tips, but no big leads.
At this point, everything attached to Lauren has...
See, his comment about she would have taken something with her and stuff like that makes it... it's a little bit of a point in his favor, like he's thinking of that kind of stuff. I mean, it's a little thinking ahead to have sort of to add those kind of thoughts, Like, hey, if they ask me this, then I'll say, yeah, it is weird that she didn't take any clothes and,
flagged. So, if she went and she used a credit card or a debit card somewhere, we would know that. So with every hour that passes, with every day that passes, it becomes a little bit more desperate to find out where she is.
Her dad, Paul Dumolo, told me he believes his daughter is still alive. His fear is that her case will go cold.
the wondering part is probably the worst. You know, even if the answer is bad, at least you have closure.
Now, Paul Dumolo did tell me that he's prepared for the worst, but doesn't want to let his mind go there. He's trying to stay positive. And tomorrow at 5, people will be gathering at Faith Presbyterian Church, where they're going to be looking for any clues as to where Lauren might have been. And we've pinned her picture at the top of the Wink News Facebook page. So go there, share it, share the information with your friends, your family. It only takes a second to share.
Yeah, but like if he had said, hey, I want out of this situation, even if the boyfriend went to work, he might come back at some point, right? To try to say, hey, you can't leave, you know, that kind of thing. So, I don't know. I mean, just in general, these kind of cases, that's the most likely thing. Right? So, okay. Yeah, I mean, look at there's these. Oh, that's wild. Look at this. There's just canals everywhere around here. So there's just water all throughout this entire area. I didn't, you know, you wouldn't even think. That's crazy. Look at that. Huh. Is that why you always see these, like on YouTube, there's all these bass fishing videos where people seem to be, I mean, hell, you just put in here and you can fish everywhere, all along all these different, that's crazy. Look at that. You can basically just take a boat down the neighborhood. Huh. That's, yeah, it's completely different than where I live. I mean, wow. She could be anywhere. I imagine saying, well, she could be in the water. Oh. Like, everywhere. Except you wouldn't think somebody would put somebody in the water here because it'd be easily pop up at some point. Seems like you would want to get out of this area somehow. Look how it just goes all the way. I mean, it's all over the place. A huge area with those waterways. Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's all we got on that one at this point, but if you guys have any information on it, you find something, just go ahead and send it on. Okay, and then we're going to, let's go over the Dyatlov Pass. I think we have all these pictures too. But look at this. This is Russia Beyond. Official cause of death of Dyatlov Pass, or Dyatlov Group revealed. And that was on July 12th, so yesterday. Alright, so here we go. This is what they are saying. But, I mean, it's not going to be closed because they're saying this, right? This is the Russians coming up with their official cause. I mean, I don't know if we can believe this, but if you haven't watched the series with Stacy Galloway and myself, you should go watch it. There's a 3-part series. She wrote a book called Death of Nine, Dyatlov Pass Mystery. It's a really cool book on Amazon. You can get it. And has all kinds of pictures. She goes through and explains who each different individual is and everything. Thank you, Karen Canada. You are now a 2 light. I don't know where Stacy is. I haven't seen her since yesterday. She's usually here, though. Yeah. Alright, so here we go. The cause of death of a group of hikers on an expedition in the northern Urals in 1959 has remained a mystery for more than 60 years. There have been close to 100 theories of what may have happened to them. Recently, the Russian Prosecutor General's office has announced the results of its investigation. The death of the Dyatlov group in the winter of 1959 was caused by an avalanche triggered by a sudden change of weather. Deputy head of Ural's Federal District Directorate of Prosecutor... Who gives a shit? Anyways, after the avalanche, the group decided to urgently leave their tent. So we've seen this picture before. They all left their tent when the avalanche went over their tent, I guess. In the end, I don't know, it says in the end there. Hey, thanks, Cece. In the end, they died from frostbite and fractures caused by the weight of the snow. Having left the tent, the group all together without panic. I'm not sure why they're saying without panic. How do you know? How do you know they weren't panicking? There wasn't a camera on them. Without panic, moved 50 meters away. They seem really like they've got a really specific, things marked out. They moved 50 meters away. They went to a stone ridge. Maybe we should go check that out. Let's see. Because I've actually got this mapped out here. Where is Stacy? She's got to be here for this. I need to find the good one. Is it this one? Yeah. So this is where their tent was, basically. I wonder if it's right here they're talking about. Okay, well, this is the ridge. We have it all mapped out because of the show. Uh-oh, Dennis Stewart. He's not going to like this one. I already said at the beginning of the show, he's not going to like the official Russian explanation of Dyatlov Pass. Okay. So having left the tent, the group all together without panic moved 50 meters away. They went to a stone ridge which served as a natural avalanche breaker. They did everything right. And here is the second reason why the group was, let's say, sentenced to death, why they never came back. When they turned around, they could not see the tent, he said, adding that the night visibility was from 6 to 16 meters. Kurikov said that the hikers had reached a cedar and made a fire. Okay, so that's down in this area, way down here. Where the hell is it? Yeah, right down here. So they made it all the way down here to the cedar tree where George and Yuri were found dead. That's the cedar tree. Then, let's see. 2 members of the group died there from frostbite, George and Yuri. The rest decided to split up. So they made it all the way down there, they're saying, to where, all of them, to where that tree was. 2 members of the group died there from frostbite. The rest decided to split up. The investigation established. I'm not sure how they know any of this. One group was led by Igor Dyatlov, and the other by instructor Semyon Zolotarev. How come, I don't remember that guy's name at all. How come his name doesn't... That name doesn't even sound familiar at all, right there. Have you heard that name before? I've actually never heard that one. That name, Semyon Zolotarev. Okay, I've got Oh, wait, maybe they're referring to Simon. Okay, maybe that's Simon right there. Okay. That makes sense. The group led by Dyatlov began to crawl to the tent following their own tracks. They froze immediately after leaving the forest. The temperature was 40 to 45 degrees below zero, and there was a biting wind. Oh man. The second group also went towards the tent, having made a walkway, but they accidentally triggered a movement of snow and were thrown away from the walkway and buried under 3 meters of snow. Kirikov continued, that was when the hikers received severe fractures caused by tons of snow pressing on them. It was those injuries that later caused a huge number of theories of what may have happened. It was a heroic struggle. There was no panic, but in those circumstances they had no chance of escape. Under a plan approved by, let's see, something region, Sverdlovsk region, Tourist Route Commission, a hiking expedition led by 5th-year student of the radio engineering facility of the Ural State Technical University, Igor Dyatlov, was supposed to take place in January and February 1959 and last 16 to 18 days. The hikers planned to cover a distance of 300 kilometers on skis and climb 2 peaks, Tortin and Oyoka, whatever. I mean, I don't even know these names aren't the ones. They don't look familiar with. All of them had hiking experience, and this might be the way the Russians are spelling their names, but they don't look like the names that are commonly known. All of them had hiking experience and necessary equipment. The group consisted of students and graduates of the university and had instructor Simon Dolatorev accompanying them. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty long story here. Wow, that's a great picture there. I haven't seen that one before. Under a plan approved by, okay, let me get down here. So this is them, one of the pictures they took. I mean, look how just brutal it was out there, the weather. On February 14th, 1959, the group was supposed to send a telegram from a point on their route. I mean, basically all this stuff we're going to say here, it's in the book, right? 75 theories, and the case is closed. In total, the prosecutor's office examined 75 theories. You should have got yours sent in there, Dennis. They would have, of what may have happened to the Dyatlov group. But the most popular were 9 of them, including a UFO, a missile test, a nuclear explosion, a hurricane, an earthquake in the northern Urals, an avalanche, and even a skirmish with foreign saboteurs. The theory of a nuclear explosion was discarded because no traces of radiation were found on the hikers. Personal belongings, the theory of a missile launch, too, was rejected on the days when the expedition was underway. Yeah. Well, who knows? Well, it's another one of those things. No answers. I mean, we don't know for sure. I mean, there were so many theories. But that's what they're coming up with. I guess it's plausible, what they're saying. Right? But it's hard to ever believe, you know, when you hear something, oh, the Russians said, you know. It's like immediately apply about a 40% credibility rating. Oh, well, she's out there because she replied back. Stacy's out there. So if you're out there, Stacy, we're just covering. Oh, let me reply to her really quick. Okay. Yeah, well, maybe some of that old rehashed bullshit is correct, Dennis. You just never know. But what you should do is send in your theory now, once you get it all figured out. But, you know, the whole avalanche theory's been out there for a long time. Thanks, Gloria Batari. That's right, I'm just a cup of coffee. Yeah, well, you know what was cool on Fox News today? They had a defector, basically, that was working in the lab that said how they just messed up. So you should check that out. Of course, CNN wouldn't put it on there. They would want something like that. They love China. What was funny? Adoob 187. Chugged a bottle of Smirnoff and closed the case. Probably. Probably did a few shots together. It's always weird when somebody just sort of laughs out of nowhere when there wasn't jokes told. Well, I just emailed her back and told her that we were here. Okay. Hyperbolic wind makes most sense to me. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Well, that's it. Case closed, right? Ah! Yeah, it's scary shit that was on there. That's for damn sure. Yeah. I sound like the fake sound effect typing. All right, now look at this crap right here. This is something else here. 40 years later, some of Gina Hall's remains found in Pulaski County. Okay, well, maybe, you know, I don't even know. When I went through this article, the first thing I thought of was divining rod. This sounds like the most ludicrous thing. I mean, if it's true what this guy has, it makes scent dogs look like idiots. Okay? Hey, thanks, Timothy Cecil. Okay, here we go.
It's been 40 years since Gina Hall was murdered in Pulaski County. Her murderer, Steve Epperly, was convicted, but a body was never found.
Okay.
Now, within the last few months...
I'm almost playing this because I completely don't buy what is said in this article here.
Gina's older sister, with the help of forensic anthropologist, has found some of Gina's DNA and remains. WDBJ7's Ann Taylor joins us live in the studio tonight. So, Ann Taylor, what is Gina's sister saying about these new discoveries?
Kate, talking with Gina's sister Delana truly gave me goosebumps. In 2016, she
got goosebumps because you believed what they were saying. Thanks, Timothy Cecil.
said a farmer's grandson reported to the Radford Police Department that his family had held a secret since 1980. He said his grandfather had witnessed what he believed to be two men dismembering a body in Meadow Creek, and he believed the woman to be Gina Hall. And that's what sparked her journey for Gina's body.
And that's when the miracles began. That's when the truth became unveiled. That's when the pieces of the puzzle started showing up and just started fitting together. And I now have the truth.
40 years after Gina Renee Hall was murdered in Pulaski County, there are new pieces that could help map out where to find her body.
It's like if I need something or I need another piece of the puzzle, it comes.
Gina's sister Delana Hall Bodmer says despite a conviction for the murderer Steve Epperly, she still wants closure. That's why last year a vigil for Gina brought a new sense of hope.
No
Delana
closure.
was introduced to Dr. Arpad Voss, a
This is where this story just takes a dramatic, stupid-ass turn, okay?
forensic anthropologist who had invented an instrument to detect DNA buried beneath the surface.
As soon as I heard that, I go, what? You have a device that can detect DNA beneath the surface? Really?
Since then, Gina's remains have been located across 8 locations throughout the New River Valley using that device.
And what we would do is take each one of those locations and start zeroing in by the miles. And I would just literally just pull over and let him out and let him just scan until we narrowed it in. Right.
Sounds like a well witcher, doesn't it? That's what first thing that popped in my head. It just was like, oh, what? Like he's driving around, you take him out, and this device can detect DNA in the air and shit.
Right to the very location.
We found Gina's DNA on top of Draper Mountain, at a lake house on Clater Lake, off of Hazel Hollow Road, along Meadow Creek, and they found part of Gina's bone at Epperly's former hunting grounds. Bodmer says some of the locations were on their radar back in 2016, but not all of them.
And when people come to understand what this instrument can do, it's a world changer.
Yeah, well, because it's bullshit.
That's what I like to often share, that imagine that we're not just working cold cases and trying to find people already murdered, but we're trying to find children that go missing. This is huge.
Not only did the instrument hit on Gina's DNA, but it also hit on another, Angela Radar's DNA. Radar went missing from Roanoke.
Yes, everybody, just calibrate the machine. Put the DNA into the machine, stick it up in the air, and voila! It'll point you in the right direction.
1977, and back then they thought she was just a runaway teen, and that's where it stopped until Delana met with the Radar family.
You know, do you have proof? No, we have an instrument that we put in a sample of Angela's family.
There you go,
and
see?
we find her buried on a ridge near the same valley. We find her at a different location that we're currently investigating.
I think it's irresponsible
and we find her
to
at the
have
creek.
put this in the newspaper.
That tells me we've got more victims, and we've only checked mine, Gina's, and Angela.
Bodmer says she won't stop until she excavates all 8 of the locations and maybe finally find all the pieces to this decades-long puzzle.
Sometimes truth just sets your heart free. You just need the truth, no matter how bad it is.
Delana is hoping that this new instrument will be able to help so many others who are in pain and searching for the truth of their loved ones. It's been 40 years since...
I mean, that makes me angry.
Why, Gray? Why are you angry? Don't you think it's possible? Man, you're such a grumpy. It could be real. It could be real.
No, Mary Lou, it really can't be. It's stupid. What this is no different than EVP readers or any of the just idiot well-witcher. You know, I don't mean well-witching, whatever the hell it is. That's really the only way that people know how to find water. Fortunately for them, there's just a shitload of water under the ground, and you'll just come... Oh, yeah, well, every time they don't get the water, they go, oh, it must have been blue clay. It sends off a similar signal. No, it just means you're full of shit and there's water everywhere, okay? Thank you. All right, so this is really ludicrous shit right here, and I think this newspaper really did a disservice for even putting something like this out. It doesn't exist, okay? And look it. I actually, because of that article, I looked it up because it was just bugging the shit out of me. And it says, grave detection machine invented by Dr. Arpad Voss receives long-awaited approval for his patent in June 2018. Okay, but I'm just going to skip down here to the bottom. And the thing that he's using is called the Inquisitor. Reminds me of this one that my biological dad, he was really an eccentric whack job, really. Great artist, but just, you know, very smart inventor, but he believed in all the kind of mystical bullshit. So he bought this little machine to find gold, and it would sort of direct you. And he had this really lame VHS tape where a guy's wife was filming him introduce the product and what it does, and a couple times like she made mistakes and he'd come walking towards the camera, you hear go I don't know, it was just really stupid.
Grey Up had Vass was in Casey Anthony trial.
Yeah, I know. That makes him, now it shows you why maybe that case didn't work out right, because this guy's a lunatic. All right, I've seen no evidence to prove otherwise. I've received 14 unsolved cases Vass worked, and I can't find a single one where the Inquisitor detected an actual missing person on their remains. In this Virginia news article, a police chief describes Vass' device as a bloodhound on steroids. The device is used in the case and samples are sent to lab, yet as of January 2019, there's no mention of the lab results and the child's body was not been found. This is a common theme on cases of the Inquisitor is used. Vass detects one or more hits with the machine. The area is searched. Sometimes soil samples are sent to a lab and then crickets. The case remains unsolved. So he's just telling her, oh yeah, yeah, we found DNA in here. What a load of shit. I think that it's snake oil salesman. Now you can go watch him on YouTube too. Look at, put a 1 if you believe this really works, that he's got something out there that he can stick in the air and it detects DNA and it leads him right to a body. Because if it did exist, every single law enforcement agency would have already been using it. The FBI would just love it. You know, they would just be... I think it's pure insanity, everybody. And I'm shocked that there's an actual article out there. And you can see the lady, she was just believing it all because she wanted to believe. It gave her hope. And that is the same stuff that these psychos prey upon. The EVP readers, the psychic bullshit people out there, they prey upon somebody's desire and want for there to be answers. Can I get an amen? Yeah, that's right. No, right here. Desperation is a powerful emotion. Families will try anything to find their loved ones. Sadly, there are people who will take advantage. Sources of... I mean, it's crazy because he might have been a professional at one point. And, you know, obviously, you know, he was worked on the Casey Anthony case. Thank you, Carla Hussey. Yeah. Yeah, it just sucks, man. Well, you know, I might do... Maybe I'll stop the show here and come back on. It's going to be a late second show, though. Because I want to come back on and do some more with the case that we were just talking about. Peggy Sue Altus. All right? I want to put together... But here's what I want to do. My Portland Timbers are actually playing their first match after this during this COVID thing. And I just want to sit down and watch a game. Doesn't everybody else just want to watch something? It's like I've just been sitting here this whole time and none of my favorite sports teams are doing anything. What does TTFN mean? Yeah, but if I come back on, it'll be like 9:15 or something. My time. 12:15 East Coast time. Just gray? Huh? I don't get it. Yeah. Now we're playing the the LA Galaxy. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Yes, try to stay awake. But listen, thanks everybody for you know, the supporting the channel here. We got Jana Fan, Megan, Janetis, Rochelle Black, Diane Beggy, Lori Staggs, Sherlock Hemlock, Kit Kat, Miss Kiss, Zozo, Darlene White, Jessica Shoebox, Susie B, Christine Smith, and Karen Canada became a member. Then CC, Gloria Batari, Timothy Cecil, Alifair M, and Carla Hussey. Thank you. Yeah, you guys can come back on. I'll expect to see you there, Zozo. All right. Oh, you're fine. I couldn't tell what you were saying because it wasn't clear that it was a joke. You hope you're woke? You're always woke, man. You got it all figured out. You understand everything. The plight of humanity. Yeah, I think... Well, she'll probably, you know, show up later. I don't know. She did respond to an email that I sent, so... Yep, alright, everybody. That is it. And I guess we'll see you guys a little bit later in the evening, alright? So make sure that you're washing your hands, maintaining social distancing, wearing masks. I bought the shields for me and my wife. We have it goes around your head and the shield. Then I'm going to wear a mask. I'm going to have an N95 mask, glasses on, and the shield. I'm going to be like, you know, a suit of armor, basically. All right, everybody. That's it. Thank you very much. It was good seeing you guys. And until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime detector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector, here's my nectar. Professor Wiggle's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you.
That wasn't very fun at all, Gray.
Wait, why are you sad? That was a good show. It was just shorter.
Okay, well, I guess it was a pretty good show. It was just really short, and that makes me sad sometimes.
Wow. Well, he did say he was going to come back on later, okay? Get over yourself, so, okay? Oh, my God. Mary Lou.
Wow. Okay. We'll see you guys a little bit later. Probably like 9:15. Okay, bye.
Now, those two people are nuts. I gotta be honest with you. All right, everybody. See you later.